Do you really know what a third world country looks like? And if so, would you consider Zambia third world? Hey, Jason here. If you're new to the channel, I am now 10 years in the game as an expat slash nomad. I'm on my fourth country, third continent, here in the southern region of Africa in Lusaka, Zambia. And one of the things I've started doing is sharing with you things that I've learned along this 10-year journey, but most importantly, why, if you're an expat or thinking about becoming one, you should be looking into Lusaka, Zambia for all the opportunities here. And so in today's video, we're going to talk about, is it really third world? Now, this is actually coming from, I keep seeing these comments all the time on different videos where people are like, you can't compare a third world country to a modern country. And I don't think everybody really knows what third world countries look like. And I think they're confusing that there is such thing as second world also. But also, if you travel enough of the United States, you see first world living, second world living, and third world living all within there. And just about every country has that. And so I want to just really talk about these things. One of the main things I think a lot of people are starting to get confused is lower cost of living and a lower cost of living for a higher quality of life. Is that considered you're moving to a third world country? And the answer is no. And the reason why I say that is Zambia has roads. I'm in a house. I can get an air con if I want to, which is an air condition. There's cars here. There's paved roads. There's malls. There's restaurants. All of these things are first world amenities. You have to really go to a war-torn country or a country that does not have a centralized government to get into true third world countries where it's most likely completely unsafe to go there. Now, there are some countries like that in the world today. I'm not going to name them, but we all know one or two of those, especially if in the United States. There's one big prevalent one that we always hear about. That is third world living for the most part. And even there, they still have second world living in areas. And so do not think when you're leaving the United States, or if you leave the United States, you're giving up more than you're actually gaining. The truth is you're going to be gaining more than you're leaving. The few things that you're going to leave is probably comforts, such as having Amazon delivered to your door in 2 days or less. Just being able to go and find a lot of things a lot easier. So, for example, like electronics, I can get some of the same electronics you're able to get in the United States or the UK. I just order them from China. Now, they do take a lot longer to get here. And that's what I mean. Like, it's those little things, they're just going to become slower. But also remember, you're leaving your home country to live a slower paced life. And this is one of the things that a lot of people do not understand. And it's one of the hardest things to actually adjust to is you have to adjust to being able to do nothing. Like, think about it. Think about it. If you could just sit in your house for 2 or 3 days, don't even have to open the door. You just sitting there and you're just relaxing. It sounds like a dream while you're in the United States because you're living such a busy, hectic, on the go life. However, when you leave that, it can become a nightmare for people because now you're like, man, I don't have nothing to do. Because 99% of your activities considered around work, paying bills, or just extracurricular activities that still usually consist of paying a bill, you no longer have to do those things. You start having 24 hours or at least 16 hours of your day to yourself. And once you start having that, you got to start asking yourself, like, how do I fill my day up? What are you going to do? And so, like, it's not because countries are third world countries that people are leaving. Most people are leaving countries because they do not know how to just rest and relax. Give you an example. When I first went to Panama, I was antsy. Like, I was literally just moving all the time. Just even if I'm sitting still, just moving. I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? I'm trying to figure out, what do I need to go do? Where do I need to go today? Just going to a store for no reason. And then I finally just said, you know what? Let me just chill. Like, I got a pool in the backyard. Let me just go hop in the pool and just, just splash some water around for a couple of hours. And then as I slowly started slowing down, I started really finding peace in that. And yeah, some people may be like, "Oh, you went to a third world country to find peace," but you didn't. I had a swimming pool. Like, I don't think third world countries have swimming pools where you're just being able to chill and relax in the pool. And the same thing is here for Zambia. So like the reason of this video is like I don't want you to feel like you're going to a third world country. I feel like this is another one of those brainwashing tactics that Western media uses to stop people from actually going and looking at brighter futures in other countries. You're not going to a third world country. Please hear me on that. You're not going to a third world country. No one moves to third world countries. No one. Third world countries are not safe usually. Third world countries are usually dealing with some type of conflict, war, or civil uprisings at a very large level. So, like, you're not going to those places. Like, I'm gonna give you an example. Like, when I was in Iraq during the war, before the war, it looked like Iraq was a first and second world country. They had a nice infrastructure in the city of Baghdad. They had an international airport, beautiful homes, mansions, swimming pools, all of these things. Even getting to talk to some of the people before the war started, they were living a good life. A lot of them were living a good life. It doesn't mean everybody. Trust me. If you go to the U.S. right now, everybody is not living a good life. So let's not, cherry pick how we look at those things. But there were people there that were living a good life, and they were living a comfortable life, providing for their families. Now, once the war kicked out, it became a third world country because it became unstable. It became unsafe. It became civil uprising everywhere. It just is like it wasn't safe for me there as a military person. It wasn't safe for the average civilian there either. The average Iraqi was not feeling safe at that time. I'm hoping it's better now because I would love to go back there because it's such a beautiful area and such beautiful culture and history there. But when it became a third world country because of the war, it was not safe. I believe the same thing you could say for Afghanistan also. I've been looking at some videos, and now that the Taliban government is back in control, it looks like it is really more peaceful, it's safe. There's a lot more law and order, and it's looked like things are really going to a different level and a really great place to be. As far as visiting, I can't say as far as living. I don't know anyone that lives there, but like these are the things that you have to think about when you're deciding to move overseas as an expat. Like even when I was first telling people I was going to South Africa, everybody like, "Oh, this is going to be dangerous. Be careful. You should really reconsider." And I'm like, guys, once I get to the airport, I will know enough of if it's a place that is safe for me to be or if I need to leave. And as soon as I got in the airport, I'm like, okay, people don't know nothing about this country. Whatever pictures they have in their head is clearly not the country that I'm landed into. And even to this day, you see, I love South Africa. I'm actually going back next month for an event with Robert Kiyosaki to listen to him and some other guest speakers talk about investment. Hopefully they talk about real estate and gold and silver. And so like, don't let the term third world scare you because a lot of people are loosely using that and applying it to any country. Hold on, there's a motorcycle going by. Okay. And so a lot of people are using third world and attaching it to earning potential. And earning potential does not have nothing to do with a country being third world. Because if you really want to understand the earning potential, you have to look at the quality of life that they're having. Like even here in Zambia, people earn a lot less than an average American. But I guarantee you their quality of life is a lot better. They have more disposable income to go out and drink. They have more disposable income to do certain things. And then when you compare middle class to middle class, it almost doesn't even relate. It doesn't correlate when you look at the different levels of quality of life. Yes, people work hard here, but they're having more fun here and more time for family, things of that. I can tell you in the U.S., I used to only have family gatherings maybe once or twice a year. And that's if I had time off to get it. Let me know, how often do you get to see your family? Let me know down in the comments. How often do you get to see your family? Like, how often are you having family reunions, just get-togethers, barbecues, cookouts, just family dinners? People at one point thought Cece and I were crazy when we used to start going, when we stopped doing Thanksgiving dinners and we just started going to buffets. And we was like, man, what's the point of cooking all this food? Only about 5 or 6 people show up. Then we have like 2 weeks worth of food that we're just eating off of every single day. We was like, we're tired of this. And that is the big difference. Like the quality of life is what you're really getting. And so please don't confuse lower cost of living or lower earning potential to being third world, because it's not. If you truly want to see a better life, you have to start looking into countries that most people are probably talking bad about. I'm just going to be honest with you on that one. A lot of countries that I've seen where people talk the most trash about, or there's more negative opinions of, usually end up being some of those hidden gems that people really will have a good time here. And Zambia is one of those countries. Is there a lot of partying stuff to do? No, it's not. But if you're a family centered person, if you want to just start over life and just be like, look, man, I don't want to be spending $300 a month on a light bill. I don't want to be wasting all this money on electricity. I want to be able to actually sit and watch my kids grow, spend time with them. That's what you're going to get here. Also, if you someone who's saying, you know what, man, I want to really take a chance at life and try to get wealthy. Can I really, truly try to leave some generational wealth for my family? Guess what? You can do that here. You can purchase land. You can open up businesses. You can leave a legacy for your children. You can leave a legacy for your family. You can leave a legacy for your namesake. And don't sleep on these so-called quote unquote third world countries, because most likely they're second world countries. And second world just mean they're underdeveloped. And so they need more entrepreneurs. And these are the countries that people really should be thinking about. And before I leave, just remember this. If you go back to the glory days of the U.S., what really made the United States a great country, it was when they were bringing in immigrants from all over the world that were doing successful in their home countries, and they let them start opening up businesses there. It was entrepreneurship. And that's what Zambia needs, is entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is what makes economies and countries great. And so if you got any questions or comments, just leave those down below. And just remember this, I'm Jason, and success is simple once you know how.